Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. Just got finished doing my workout, so I said, you know what, let me do some content at the same time. All right, I want you guys to listen to this video and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm gonna share my commentary about it, so hopefully we can all be on the same page and whatnot. Man, I gotta start doing my workouts early, man. It's literally 7 p.m. I used to do my workouts early in the morning, but my time kind of flipped around. But I'm gonna get back to it. Anyway, take a listen to this video. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Making enough to pay your half. We both can afford all the bills in the household.
Check this out.
Talk so badly about men, but there is more.
Hold on.
I'm okay with 50-50. I am so tired of hearing men talk so badly about women and women talk so badly about men, but there is more women that are desperately waiting for their husband than there is men desperately waiting for their wives. Let's be clear. We know that there's a ratio, but quantity does not mean quality. There is a lot of people that have the misconception that they have choices, but time is running out. You want to be able to get back to the basics where we're able to just love each other, come together. Why can't we just come together? Why does it have to be all of this confusion, all of this hatred? And because men have more options, a lot of men are having women in a horse race with each other. And they're looking for perfection because they feel like they have this, that, or these options in all these women who are willing to do anything. So they're not able to find contentment with one woman because they feel like they have all these options. But quantity does not mean quality. And then there's a cat and mouse game. Women do it too. We all need to be held accountable for our part. There's also women who mistreat men, who misuses and abuses men. We have to heal. We have to get back to the original plan that God had for families, for husbands and wives to come together. I heard Devon Franklin say, if you date well, you will court well. If you court well, you will marry well. And if you marry well, you will family well. And if you family well, you will community well. There's a domino effect. Why do you think that society is the way that it is? If what people were doing is working, then why is society so broken? It has to do with family. It has to do with husband and wife, how it starts off in the home. But it's not about perfection. It's about the content of somebody's character. It does not matter if somebody has a child. It doesn't matter if they don't. It doesn't matter what their past is. It's just about their heart. Their heart. God doesn't do that to us. So why should we do that to each other? Why should we judge? Why should we throw stones at other people when we all have been guilty of something? Maybe everybody don't have a child to show for their mistakes when a child is a blessing from God. Now, everybody can choose to be with whoever they want to choose to be with. A person can choose to be with somebody without kids, but that doesn't make them more valuable or less valuable whether they do or don't have kids. It's literally about the content of their character. We have to get back to the basics. We have to look at more so the heart, not these things on paper, because somebody could be good on paper, but ugly on the inside. There's a lot of pretty packages with damaged goods. Everybody could be beautiful these days. Everybody's working on themselves. Everybody's being inundated with a lot of information. Why can't we just come together?
Okay, so you heard what she had to say. I'm gonna kind of break it down little by little by watching it again, right? But I want you guys to really think about what you're listening to, because it says a lot about the state of dating and marriage and so forth. It's something that we have to consider, because a lot of people are running out of time and they don't understand that time is valuable right now. How you guys doing? All right. Time is really valuable right now, and a lot of people are not focused on taking care of them, their relationships. And that right there is an issue. So I want you guys to pay attention. I'm gonna break it down slow for you guys to listen to. And then I'm gonna probably do another video with this like later on, but I want you guys to really think about everything that I'm sharing here so that you guys are all on the same page. So I'm gonna listen to it again and I'm gonna break it down.
I am so tired of hearing men talk so badly about women and women talk so badly about men, but there is...
So first thing she said is she's tired of hearing men talk so badly about women and women talking so badly about men, right? I agree, and at the same time I disagree. Now let me explain. I agree in the sense of it became a toxic environment where on social media everybody is talking about each other in a bad way, both men and women. Men are bashing women, women are bashing men, and it seems to be a major issue on social media where when it comes to dating, it's like social media is toxic. Now, the reason for this dilemma is not that people that are on the outside are bashing women or men are bashing women. They're getting this from the people they watch on social media. Those are the people that they're watching. So it's not like all of you that are in the workplace are bashing each other or something like that. That's not what it is. Social media created an environment where content creators are tearing down each other for profit. So there's a lot of money involved in this. And because men like to hear other men bash women, these men frequent these platforms. And then you got platforms where women like to hear women bash men and talk about how sorry men are and all this other junk. So it created a toxic environment where people are not getting into relationships anymore. People are not dating. People are afraid of dating. People are afraid of everything. So in today's day, it's gonna frustrate you if you're a woman and you're trying to settle down and all you see on social media are a bunch of people attacking one another. Now, what you have to also understand is that in the context of her, I believe she's a single mother. So in that context, you have a lot of situations where people are upset because they hear a lot of commentary from people talking about how, stay away from single mothers. And, I'm guilty of making those kind of videos too. Like I make those very kind of videos, but at the same time, I don't make those kind of videos to bash anybody. I make those kind of videos to educate the community on exactly what's going on. And that's something a lot of people don't really understand. So I want you to really focus on the content that we're bringing here, because on social media right now, you have a lot of people who are literally designed to destroy the family unit, to make us be divided. That's what's going on. I should sit down, guys, because I already done finished working out, and walking around this park again is not helping me. It's making me breathe funny. I've been in here for a minute. Let me sit down right now, then I'm gonna get to talking, because I can't really focus on this video walking and talking after doing a workout and I'm out of breath, guys. Like seriously. So I understand her frustration. Now, what I disagree with is we need to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. We need to hear both sides. We need to hear the good reports and the bad reports. You understand? Good reports and bad reports is what we need to hear. So hearing people that bash women, hearing women that bash men, it's toxic. At the same time, as an adult, to me, it is something that is beneficial, because at the same time, it will help you to understand the world that we're living in. It'll help you to see people for who they are and know who to avoid. Now, when I made videos talking about single mothers, I'm not doing those videos to bash women. It is mainly towards the women that don't want to settle down, who are promoting this toxic lifestyle. You have a lot of women that are single mothers, and I'm not talking about all single mothers, even though people will misunderstand everything that I say. But for the most part, a lot of single mothers that be on social media bashing men or bashing whatever they want to bash, they tend to always focus on the negative. And it's like they don't want positive relationships. And what that does, it programs other people to be toxic just like them. And that is counterproductive to exactly what's going on. We're getting older, ladies and gentlemen. We're not getting younger. A lot of women are frustrated because they want to settle down. They were in previous relationships with guys. These guys either were toxic or they weren't a good match, or she made a mistake. Just like you have guys you got with women and you probably faced a divorce, or you probably been in a situation where the woman began to turn against you and you found out her real colors. You found out that she wasn't really the woman that you really needed in your life, or maybe she left you or resented you, or whatever the case is. You need to learn from those situations. So we need to have the good and the bad, the yin and the yang. We need to have both sides. If we only have the good without the bad, then we can't appreciate the good. So it's very important that we have both sides, not to allow the bad to destroy our mental, but to allow the bad to encourage us, to make us change and do better. So when she says she's tired of the toxicity. At the same time, what she should focus on is the positive, because the toxic is going to always be there. And as long as you're listening to the toxic will supersede the positive. So it's all about what you are given into. What exactly are you allowing to enter your spirit in terms of negative energy? If you let negative energy rule you, then it'll destroy your life. So it's always good to just be positive, even though the negative is out there. For example, her making that video is a positive step forward. So even though there's a lot of negative content out there that is destroying relationships, at the same time, her putting out that video is creating a positive atmosphere. Because think about this, her video that she put out allowed me to do the video that I'm doing right now. Right? So let's listen back at more of it. Let's go.
More women that are desperately waiting for their husband than there is men desperately waiting for their wives. Let's be clear. We know that there's a ratio, but quantity does not mean quality. There's a lot of people that...
Okay. She said a lot of women are waiting for their husbands more than men waiting for their wives. I say it's a balance of the two. I don't think that it's the same. I don't think that women are wanting husbands more. I think it's both sides. First of all, there's a lot of men, right, that are out here that are on the straight and narrow trying to do what they need to do, as well as women. But the problem is social media is not allowing you to actually connect, because there's so much negativity all around you. So it's impossible to really connect with anybody, because all you hear is negativity. That's all you see everywhere you go is negativity, negative messages, negative people. And they do this in order to make money on social media. And the viewers, they get poisoned by this type of content. And what that does, it saturates the algorithm with nothing but negative, toxic content. So what happens is it'll make you think like there's just a bunch of good women waiting for a husband and all the men are toxic, not realizing there's a lot of positive men that are wanting to settle down and get right with women. But the conversation needs to go even deeper, because when it comes to relationships in today's day, both men and women, for the most part, don't even understand what marriage is or what a relationship is for. We live in a time right now where the world is controlled by monogamy. We're going to talk about that, monogamy versus polygamy in this particular video, because I think that based on the climate in what's going on in the world right now, when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationships, I don't think that this is going to ever change. I think it's going to only get worse, because I believe that even though the world is toxic and there's a lot of problems, and you got good women in the world, you got good men in the world, I don't think that we'll be able to really come together. And it's because of the reason of monogamy versus polygamy. It comes in, what else comes in the factor is you have single mothers out there that got children. You have men out here that have families already. And when you have a world where everybody is focused on monogamy, everybody is focused on a bunch of other stuff. Let me move from here. This bug is under the tree, right? When you have a situation where you have a world where you have all these different relationship dynamics, what you're going to have is a situation where people won't be able to connect, because we all have a different belief system. We all have a different way of thinking. It's like if that bug is following me. So what happened is, I want to factor in how relationships today need a conversation. We need to have a conversation, a deep conversation. If not, we're never going to really come to grips with what needs to be done in terms of how to connect with one another. A lot of us work 9-to-5 jobs. A lot of us are social media influencers. A lot of us are living in our own worlds. So it's very difficult to connect. And because a lot of women been hurt, a lot of men been hurt, we have a situation where it's impossible to really connect the way we would like, as in the real world. You know, in the real world, a lot of times we're able to meet people face to face. You know, like there was a time when it comes to dating, you would meet somebody and you would be able to connect with them easy. Now it's like you got social media, text messages, all this other stuff, people not interacting. So it becomes toxic because you can try to communicate with people and be sincere, but they're not sincere. They're busy playing games, and it just makes it even more difficult. You have a lot of guys that want to create families, want to build. You have a lot of women that are single moms. They're looking for a man, but you know, these men, they don't want to deal with them because they got kids. Then you got single women who are thinking they got 100,000 years to get it right. So they busy playing games out here. They're not settling down. It's all about the bag. It's all about lifestyle, traveling. And it's just really messy and nasty, and nobody's being home trained on how to be wives anymore. You have men that they only see women for sexual objects. They don't see women as helpmates. They don't see women as marriage material anymore. So the whole world is toxic. It's a messy, messy place, right? So I want everybody to understand that it's a two-way street. Both men and women are trying to do the right thing and settle down. It's just that it's too much toxicity and it overshadows the good that is in the world. Let's go.
Have the misconception that they have choices, but time is running out. You want to be able to get back to the basics where we're...
Time is running out, she said, and we got to get back to the basics. That's true. Time is running out because we're getting older. A lot of us are getting older and we're losing out on those good years where we could actually have a meaningful relationship. You have a lot of people that are literally in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they're still out here playing games. And it's like, damn, if you ain't gonna get it right, if you ain't gonna settle down, y'all ain't gonna never have any sort of happiness. It's gonna be a miserable existence for a lot of you. And it can be frustrating when you're a person who is a person of purpose. I think that that's one of the missing links. You could be a person of purpose and it seems like everybody around you is toxic. They don't have purpose. A lot of guys don't have purpose. A lot of women don't have purpose. So if you're a positive person with purpose and you have a lot of drive, you're a family-orientated person, a business-minded person, and you're always on the hustle and bustle and you're always trying to be productive and on the go, it can be very difficult because it's like you need to find people that actually have those values. A lot of people don't have those values, guys. And it becomes very frustrating trying to talk to people that don't have no sense. And it's like that they're not even mature enough to have a conversation. So time is running out. Time is running out for a lot of people. If we don't get it right, we're not going to be able to survive, guys.
Able to just love each other, come together. Why can't we just come together? Why does it have to be all of this confusion, all of this hatred? And
the reason why is because social media created an environment where it becomes beneficial for content creators to focus on negative energy. And that's what's selling. A lot of people like to hear they like to hear bad relationship content. They like to hear about how toxic women are. A lot of men believe in that kind of content because they had nothing but bad experiences. So it's like this war, this gender war of hatred all over social media. And it's been going on like that since the beginning of YouTube. And it's really, really toxic. And in order for men and women to really come together and really bond, we have to have meaningful conversations. We have to begin to look outside of the box and get involved and do things that we're not really accustomed to doing. Again, times has changed. Back in the days, if a man saw a woman he was interested, he walked up to her and he spoke his mind. Now, everything is on social media because you can't talk to women in the workplace because if you do, you get charged with sexual harassment. And if you do kick it off in the relationship department in the workplace and it goes south, now it creates a hostile working environment where that woman gonna still find sexual sexual harassment charges against you, or she's going to get you in trouble and get you fired. So it becomes a mess. And I've seen the good, bad, and ugly in relationships on the job. And to be honest with you, most women that are on the 9 to 5, they don't even want to get involved in a relationship on the job because of how toxic it is, because people will take their personal business in the workplace and then they'll bring it on social media for everybody to know your business. So it becomes very, very toxic, and a lot of women are just literally staying alone and staying by themselves. And then because most men just want to sleep around, women are just in a situation where they don't even know what to do anymore. They just stay to themselves. And you have a lot of guys that feel the same way, because they're like, look, I'm tired of spending money. I'm tired of going on dates. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. None of these women are interested in anything but a lifestyle. All they want to do is go out to dinner dates. And this is why I made many videos saying #no dinner dates. Why? Not because I'm a cheapo, even though I may be cheap at times, but at the same time, taking women on dinner dates is a waste of time. Back in the days, a woman used to cook for a man. Back in the days, a woman used to cook a man a meal, invite him over, and they would have a dinner at her place, or whatever the case is. And I'm not saying bring strangers in your home. What I'm saying is you have to get to know people. It wasn't like dating was, as soon as you met a person, you went out to dinner. We didn't do that back in the days. We took walks in the park. We bought an ice cream cone. We shared an ice cream cone. We shared ices, fam. That was a date. Buy ices and just sit in the park and vibe and just get to know one another. We went to the pool. We went to the beach. We went and played tennis. We went and played handball. We did things in terms of just hanging out and chilling. Nowadays, a woman will meet a man and she expect him to take her to a 5-star restaurant to have filet mignon. Like, that's crazy. It makes no sense. Like, you're demanding all of this on a man you just barely met. And then, to add insult to injury, they'll have like 4 guys that they're doing the same thing with. So it's like, what's the purpose of dating if she's dating all of these guys? A woman cannot be dating 5, 6, 7 guys and expect to really build with one guy. It's not going to work. So that's all toxicity, guys. So let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Because men have more options, a lot of men are having women in a horse race with each other, and they're looking for
I disagree. Men don't have women in a horse race. She's talking about the toxic men. Men that are positive men, they don't even have all these women at all because they're too busy trying to build their life up. Real men that are positive, real men that are on their grind. Number one, they out working. They're on the 9 to 5. They're trying to get that business off the ground. They getting out of debt. They're doing what they got to do. And half of these men just stay to themselves. And that's how they protect their peace. Most of the men that she's talking about are the guys that women destroy their lives with. You get with these guys that are out here having a trail of bodies, dudes that are dating everything under the sun, and all of these men are doing is just sleeping around with women. And a lot of times women get caught up in these kind of relationships with these kind of men, where these men just want to sleep around. I always tell ladies keep their legs closed. They don't listen to me. They open their legs for every man. And then they end up a single mom. And it's just their problem. You know, I can't really do nothing about that. But I believe that she's talking about the men that are actually toxic. Positive men are not out here trying to mix up and mingle with 4 or 5 different women, wasting their time and wasting their energy. We don't got time for that. We'll hone in on one woman and really try to vibe and build with this woman, especially if she seems to be the type of woman that has that type of potential. But a man don't got that kind of time to be intermingling with 5, 6, 7, 8 women at the same time to try to find a decent woman. We don't got that kind of energy, fam. Plus, if you're dating all of them, you're going to be taking all these women out on dinner? I don't think so, fam. Only women do that type of toxic stuff. Let's go.
I am so tired of hearing men talk so badly about women and women talk so badly about men, but there is more women that are desperately waiting for their husband than there is men desperately waiting for their wives. Let's be clear. We know that there's a ratio, but quantity does not mean quality. There is a lot of people that have the misconception that they have choices, but time is running out. You want to be able to get back to the basics where we're able to just love each other. Come together. Why can't we just come together? Why does it have to be all of this confusion, all of this hatred? And because men have more options, a lot of men are having women in a horse race with each other. And they're looking for perfection because they feel like they have this, that, or these options in all these women who are willing to do anything. So they're not able to find contentment with one woman because they feel like they have all these options.
Let's stop right there. She said contentment or something with one woman. Now, this is where a lot of women gonna disagree with me, but I'm gonna be straight up and be honest with you. Ladies, if you don't understand what it means to, understand the purpose for life and why we are here and why things are the way they are, if you don't understand that, then you're never going to be able to be in a meaningful relationship. Let's just get to the nitty gritty so I could shock you so you could get mad one time. Either you're going to get mad or you're going to understand and be able to reason with yourself and recognize what's going on. Let me just make this very clear and plain. A man was never designed to be with one woman. There you go. A man was never designed to be with one woman, guys. Are you mad? I hope not. Ladies, how many times have you dated a man and the relationship ended and you always say he cheated on you? How many times? How many times have you dated a man and you accused him of cheating, looking at some woman, whatever the case is? How many times did that happen? Happened a few times, right? Matter of fact, probably all the time. Well, the reason why is because it's not in his nature to be with just you. Now, he might start off with you, he might have you, but we're in a world where women are trained that a man is supposed to only be with her. And because of that, women get upset and then they pack their bags and they leave, even when they have children with these men. If these men even think about being with some other woman, she end up leaving and go start a new relationship, get pregnant, and then go through the same process all over again. And I'm here to tell you, ladies, especially if you are a single mother, you have to begin to reason and compromise and recognize that, hey, if you're a woman and you have kids and you have a family and you run into a man, you got to be prepared for the fact that that man might have the same. And especially if you have a baby daddy that still is in the children's lives, you got to be prepared for all of that with a man too. A lot of times we run into situations where women, especially women that are single mothers, this is why I talk about it a lot. You have a lot of women that are single mothers and they want a man to come into their life and be Mr. Faithful. At the same time, she's a woman that got kids, right? She have a baby daddy, one or two, right? Sometimes three. And these men are still in her life. They still got to see their kids. And they expect this new guy to be single, no kids. And I'm like, you bugging. Like, you already have a whole family that you have here. This man coming into your life, he would have to accept your kids. He would have to be doing all this extra stuff. He got more responsibility. Yeah, you both working together, but you got to begin to work with one another. You know what I'm saying? So if women are not willing to compromise and recognize the nature of a man, the nature of a man was never designed to be with just one woman. Now, that doesn't mean, ladies, that I'm saying that a man is supposed to go out there and sleep around and be irresponsible and reckless. I'm not saying that men can go out there and do that. What I'm saying is real quality men are not outside chasing skirts all day. They're too busy focusing on their family, trying to do the best that they can to survive. But at the same time, he's still a man. You know, I'm a man. I have a wife. I have 4 daughters. At the same time, would I like more children? Yes, I would like more children. Well, how do you think that's going to happen? That's going to happen when you get another woman. Right or wrong? So, under those circumstances, if I'm in the market to expand my family, I would have to have women or a woman that understand purpose. If she's not focused on that, guys, I don't want nothing to do with her. Why? Because I'm not the type of guy that just want to hook up with a woman just because I'm trying to sleep with her and that's it. No, I'm a man of purpose. So as a woman, if you're a single mother and you have kids, you got to think outside the box and be like, wait a minute, you're a woman of purpose. What exactly are you looking for? Are you still trying to have children? Or you just want a man to pay your bills? Or are you just wanting companionship? You got to know exactly what you're looking for and what you want. And then you got to bring that to the table. We have a lot of conversations where people keep talking about the table, what a woman bring, what a man bring, who's the table, whatnot, and all this other mess. We got to find out what we want in a relationship and bring that to the table so we can have the discussion. So if you're a man and you're single and you want a woman, you got to make up your mind. Do you want a woman that got no kids? Do you want a woman with kids? Because in my book, guys, as much as I speak against single mothers and I have my criticisms, at the same time, you never know who you want to settle down with. You never know who you want to be with. You might run into a woman and she might have a child or two and she might be the perfect woman for you. You never know. You might run into a woman that got no kids. but she's toxic and dangerous and always out in the streets and always drinking and getting drunk and partying, and she ruins your life. So it's like you got to make up your mind, guys, on what kind of woman you want. And same thing with the ladies. Ladies, you got to understand what kind of guy you want. Do you want a guy that's going to be out and about creating a bunch of babies, being a baby daddy? Or do you want a man that's going to be husband material? Which one? You got to make up your mind on exactly what you want, because if you don't, then you're going to get yourself in trouble where you're going to be with a man that's going to be toxic as hell, and he's going to end up making you into a single mom again, and now you're going to be frustrated with all men because of the toxicity that you keep attracting. Let's get back to the content.
It does not mean quality. And then there's the cat and mouse game. Women do it too. We all need to be held accountable for our part. There's also women who mistreat men, who misuses and abuses men. You have to heal.
There are women that abuse men, and then there's women that abuse, there's men that abuse women. It's a two-way street. But again, I don't look at it as we have to heal. I don't like using that word, we gotta heal. It make it seem like we're all broken and whatnot. I say we gotta just be adults and recognize what we're looking for and stop lying to each other. If you're a woman and you want companionship, just tell the man that you're seeking that, hey, this is what I want. For example, I'm 49. I'm a 49-year young man. At the same time, I don't got time to be playing games with women. I don't got that kind of time. So as a woman, you got to be straight up. You got to be like, okay, this is my age. This is what I'm looking for. I'm not here to play no games with you. And you let a man know this is what you want, and stop lying. Once you understand that, now you folks can actually build and get something going. But if you're not going to be honest, then you're going to have nothing but problems. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but problems. You got to be honest. I think that's what it is. It's not about healing. It's about being honest and being mature. So if you're a woman and you're single, you want to settle down, you better settle down now, because time is running out and everybody's getting older. If you're a woman who got kids, you need to be very honest with what you want, and you have to be willing to compromise. If you're one of them type of single mothers that want to get with a man and have a man to yourself, you can forget about that, because in this day and time, men are dealing with women. There is no such thing as this one man that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. Men in today's day will always have a woman somewhere. Once you're a woman and you understand that, and you can recognize that, and you get with a man that's honest with you, he don't have no reason to lie to you. A man that is honest would never lie to a woman, because if he was, seeking another woman or whatever the case is, he's going to let you know exactly what's going on. He's going to put you on what's his mind and what he's going through. But if you feel that when you get with a man, you're going to lock him in, just be single for the rest of your life, because you're going to be frustrated. I don't got time to be lying. Like, I'm straight up. You know what I'm saying? I have a wife. I have 4 daughters. It is what it is. Am I trying to have more kids? Yes, indeed. Am I just out here hooting and hollering with women? No, I don't got time for that. I don't got that kind of energy. So it's all about finding the right woman for the job, the right woman that want to do her part. Just like with a woman, you got to find the right guy that's going to come into your life to be that man that you need. It's all about that. But as a woman, if you are not going to compromise and come to an understanding of the nature of a man, you're going to be miserable your whole life, no matter how good you think you are. I think that's one of the biggest problems in relationships, is that women want to focus on monogamy, and they don't understand that men are polygynous by nature. Let's go.
We have to get back to the original plan that God had.
She said the original plan that God had. That's the original plan. The original plan that God had is that a man have more than one wife. But the problem is, most of these men are toxic and they only see women as sex objects. So even if these men had more than one woman, and I'm not talking about the good men, I'm talking about the bad men, they just want to run through women. And then the women, they're toxic, they just want materials. So it just creates a mess. So by the time you have a guy like me, that is an upstanding, right, kind-hearted man, if I come around, you'll look at me like one of those negative guys, not understanding that I'm the type of guy that's always honest and always truthful. But that's the world. And it's just the same thing with a woman. You could be a woman who's a single mom, or a woman who have no kids, and you have a kind heart, a good woman. And yet, because of society, it makes people look at you like you're toxic. Let's go.
For families, for husbands and wives to come together. I heard Devon Franklin say, if you date well, you will court well. If you court well, you will marry well. And if you...
Well, I'm already married. I already have a wife. So at the end of the day, my experiences and my understanding of relationships, I already know how it works. So that's why I've been together with my wife for so many years. It's because of longevity success. So with the knowledge that I have, that knowledge translates into any relationship that I actually have, because I know what it takes to build a relationship. Unfortunately, for most women, they don't see it that way. If they see that you have a woman, they don't want to talk to you. And this is where the problem begins, guys, because you'll have a man that could be an excellent man in your life, but you won't want him because he has a woman, not understanding that if you go back into your family tree, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, all of these women knew that your great-granddaddy had some other woman in some other family, and she ain't care. You know why? Because she was doing her part with that man. She ain't care about all that other stuff. Society did this to us, and they destroyed the family plan. We used to be a people that used to multiply. We was a people that had big families. It ain't big no more. Nowadays, we don't even have a family. You can't even call nobody to say, hey, brother, you can't even do it no more. Let's listen to some more.
You family well, you will community well. There's a domino effect. Why do you think that society is the way that it is? If what people were doing is working, then why is society so broken? It has to do with...
Society is broken because they don't have God. Society is broken because we walked away from the Most High. We got away from His commandments. That's what we did. We decided to do our own thing. And because of this, we're all alone right now. Women are alone, men are alone, and we're just on social media trying to live a lie. We're just out here trying to be something that we're not. A lot of us are miserable, and we're really trying to compensate for our loss. You have a lot of women that are attractive and they're single, and they be on social media acting like they're having a great time, but really they're not. When they're in their house, they're alone, you know? So we have to get back to the basics, guys. We really do. Let's get back to it. Let's go.
It has to do with husband and wife, how it starts off in the home. But it's not about perfection. It's about the content of somebody's character. It does not matter if somebody has a child. It doesn't matter if they don't. It doesn't matter what their past is. It's just about their heart. Their heart. God doesn't do that to us. So why should we do that to each other? Why should we judge? Why should we throw stones at other people when we all have been guilty of something? Maybe.
I think, again, like I said, social media make men and women argue and fight. For example, she's supposed to be a single mom. A lot of times when men hear about single moms, they look at it as you're a problem, you're a liability. But again, we don't know your heart, so we don't really know nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But because of social media make anyone who is a single mom look like they're a problem. But what we need to realize is we don't know these people, so we don't know what their lifestyle is like. But you're going to be judged because of social media. This is why I say you have to have the good and the bad. I look at it like, even though she feel like people shouldn't judge, I get it. People shouldn't judge. That's why we need to have the conversation. If we don't have conversations, we're not going to be able to grow. But one thing I will say, and I'm going to keep stressing this, when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationships, if a woman is focused on monogamy, nothing is going to work. When you're a person who is a single mom, a man that got kids, or whatever the case is, and you trying to get into a relationship with anybody else, they have to be willing to compromise and open up and realize that life is more important than, oh, I'm just with you and you just with me type situation. It's not going to work, guys. Life is short. Once you understand that, you'll begin to do what you need to do to move forward. Let's go.
Everybody don't have a child to show for their mistakes. When a child is a blessing from...
Hold on.
Everybody can choose to be with whoever they want to choose to be with. A person can choose to be with somebody without kids, but that doesn't make them more valuable or less valuable whether they do or don't have kids. It's literally...
I'm not sure if you heard it because somebody was trying to call me. Let me see if I can rewind it a little bit.
Everybody can choose to be with whoever they want to choose to be with. A person can choose to be with somebody without kids, but that doesn't make them more valuable or less valuable whether they do or don't have kids.
That's true.
It's literally about the content of their character. We have to get back to the basics.
It's true what she's saying. Whether a person have kids or not, you really can't judge them based on that. You know, a woman can have kids and be a good woman, and then you can have a woman that got no kids and she could be toxic as hell. So it's all about the character of the person. That's true. But again, on social media, they paint women that are single mothers as toxic, as women that we just don't want to be around because they come with baggage and children and all this other mess. But they also put women that got no kids on a pedestal to be the type of woman that oh, we need to get with her. But here's the thing, ladies, that you don't understand. The reason why they put the single woman that have no kids on a pedestal is because that's the kind of woman these guys want to sleep with. They really don't want to take care of no kids. So when you really think about it, this is why I say you have to hear the good and the bad. Just because they promote the single woman with no kids, that doesn't mean she's the better option. Men are just saying that because they want to sleep with that woman. You got to understand the difference. Let's go.
You have to look at more so the heart, not these things on paper, because somebody could be good on paper, but ugly on the inside.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pretty packages with damaged goods. Everybody could be beautiful these days. Everybody's working on themselves. Everybody's being inundated with a lot of information. Why can't we just come together? I am so tired of hearing men talk so badly about women.
Okay. So that's pretty much that, guys. So we have her perspective. Let me kind of sit in this car, guys. I'm getting ready to get out of here. This park is going to be closing soon. But yeah. I hear what she's saying, guys. At the same time, like I said, it's all about conversation. It's all about coming together, doing what needs to be done so that we can build with one another. It's about having a conversation so that we are all on the same page. And that right there is what's important. I'm going to talk more about this. I got to get me something to eat. I got to run to the supermarket real quick and whatnot. But it's all about compromise. I think that this world is so big, a lot of us are wasting our time with all the wrong people. Some of us are on a frequency level where we need to find the right people that is on our frequency. See, I can hear her passion. I know what's going on. I can hear it in her. At the same time, I think what she needs to realize is it's only but a few people that have her mindset. Only but a few. This is why, as a man, you can't just be out here chasing every woman that you see, because every woman that you see is not a good woman. Just because she look good, got a fat ass, cute, it doesn't mean she's the right woman for you, because she don't share your values. She don't. And she's going to make your life miserable. You understand? So we're going to come back, guys, with a part 2. I'm going to try to break this down in the studio as well, because we got to have this conversation, guys. We got to have this conversation. I know some of you ladies are probably upset, like, man, I ain't sharing no man. I ain't doing this if a man got a woman. That's why men cheat, ladies. That is why men cheat. That is why men go out here and they don't tell you the truth. That's why men lie. That's why men that got kids and a baby mama and this and a wife, that's why he don't tell you nothing when he meet you. Because he what? He likes you. He want to be with you. But he knows that, hey, if I tell her the truth, she's not going to want to be with me. So you know what? I'm going to have to lie in order to get her. And I think that that's wrong that you would even lie. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing, ladies. So, hey, I'll catch y'all later with more. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace.